So Jack Catterall stops Ekow Essuman in a fight where, again, honestly, for the most part, went how I predicted it to be. Jack Catterall outboxed Ekow Essuman, showed that he's by far the more polished boxer. Now, Ekow Essuman, his name is the engine, and he showed that. He's got an engine, he's got a gas tank. He's going to try and make it a bit of a brawl, throw punches, and make it physical. Especially as Jack Catterall is the guy coming up to 147, but. Ultimately, Jack Catterall is far too polished of a boxer to be drawn into a brawl with the likes of Ekow Essuman. Now, Ekow Essuman's got a big win over Josh Taylor, but Josh Taylor was cooked by then. He's not really beat anyone else good, and this again will be the biggest name on his resume other than Josh Taylor, and he lost. So Jack Catterall boxed really well. He even had Ekow Essuman hurt a couple of times. It eventually stopped him. I think had Ekow Essuman hurt in the 5th round, but didn't really force the issue. Didn't really put his foot on the pedal, and Ekow Essuman actually got back into the fight briefly. But like I said, Jack Catterall was far too polished. He's able to land clean. He's able to, for the most part, avoid Ekow Essuman's big punches, and was a really good performance from Jack Catterall. And he should be looking at the top names at 147. He's a guy who's clearly a bit bigger at 147 now, and even though throughout his career he's not shown a tremendous amount of power, he's shown that at 147 he's a bit bigger, and if he's able to land clean on you, eventually he might get you out of there. And again, the top names at 147 absolutely suck at the moment. So Jack Catterall almost should be able to take his pick, if I'm being honest, because a lot of those names there he can beat. Barrios he can beat, Rowley he can beat, who else? Crocker sucks as well. Like, he can beat all these guys, bro. He can beat all of these guys. So Jack Catterall, the only thing with Jack Catterall is he's not popular. Again, performances like this will make you popular though. Getting stoppages will make you popular. But throughout his career, he's mostly been going to decisions, and he's been far more of a jab and hold type boxer. But this fight, after the camp with Bozy Ennis, he's putting his hands together a lot nicer. He's clearly got a bit more power and stopped Ekow Essuman. And again, like I'm saying, those top names at 147 suck. So if you can get in the ring with them, maybe you can stop them too. But big win for Jack Catterall. And honestly, he's had a couple tough performances recently. I think a lot of people will be like, oh, well, the Harlem Eubank fight was a bit weird. He was outboxing Harlem Eubank quite comfortably. Now, the history books might not show that, but I watched that fight live. He was outboxing him. Harlem Eubank had next to nothing for Jack Catterall. He was lunging. He was trying to just land one big shot. He's trying to pot shot, but he's not good enough to pot shot, Harlem Eubank. So Jack Catterall just outboxed him and then eventually got stopped due to a cut. But have it right. Jack Catterall's far better than Harlem Eubank. So I don't want people to be like, we fought Harlem Eubank and it was stoppage, so we don't know. We know. We know he's a lot better than Harlem Eubank. So, and then fought Ekow Essuman, who's again a much higher level than Harlem Eubank, and beat him. I mean, Ekow Essuman, in my opinion, is still very much a European level fighter, because just because you beat a washed up Josh Taylor does not now make you world level. It doesn't. That's not the case. That doesn't really even mean any. I'll say it doesn't mean anything, but it doesn't prove anything. It doesn't mean you're actually world level. If you fought and beat a prime Josh Taylor like Jack Catterall did, then you're like, okay, now you're world level. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see what's next for both guys. I'm not really concerned what's next for Ekow Essuman. I guess he'll go down a level, maybe fight a European level again. Maybe he can earn himself a fight again at fringe world level like this fight against Jack Catterall. But yeah, Jack Catterall, really good performance, and these are the sort of performances he needs to make himself a big name so he can be an attraction for these big fights and get some big paydays. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What did you think of this fight, and what do you think next for Jack Catterall? Like I said, let me know in the comments below. Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.